I'm Terry Pascoe and welcome to the first episode of After the 80 Local Edition. Our show will cover everything happening in rugby league in Ipswich, from results, ladders, players' profiles and special guests each week. On today's show, we'll review all of round 10 of the competition, or I should say every game of round 10 anyway, Bomber, and preview this weekend's Chairman's Challenge and talk to Brothers A-grade coach Jason Connors. Joining me each week to talk all things rugby league Ipswich, as I mentioned, is Anthony Bomber Breeze. Welcome.
No, it's good to be here. It's good to get our local edition up and running, and obviously to keep the people in Ipswich abreast of what's happening in the competition with the results, ladders and our guests.
Yeah, no, it seems like a very good initiative anyway for us to be airing all the local competition anyway. Now, also joining us today is Brothers A-grade coach Jason Connors. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good to be here, boys.
Excellent. Now, if you'd like to join the discussion, you can find us on Facebook. Just go to Phoenix Media Hub, like our page, and leave your comments below. Now, let's have a look at all the action from the weekend. This is round 10 of the Ipswich A-grade competition. We've got Brothers just getting up over West End 26-18. Now, Goodna over Eastern Cobras. What do you think of that game?
Yeah, obviously Goodna haven't been in that great a form, and the Cobras, which are new to the competition, this is their third year in the competition there. They've been a bit of the surprise packets, but they just can't get themselves over the line there. And that was much the same on the weekend. They were leading right to this end of the game there, and then obviously Ray Berra, the centre for Goodna, got the ball from dummy half, made a break, and he's a speedster of the competition. He unfortunately scored the try in the corner, which gave Goodna the win.
What's been your take, Jason, of Goodna's performance so far this year?
Up and down, really. Goodna are a side that have recruited well. With us, I think they got about 5 or 6 Queensland Cup players, ex-Queensland Cup players. I think they should be winning every week. They're a good side, and I think it's only a matter of time before they turn it around.
Look, injury to 5'8" for Corey Kirk, Bomber. Seemed to throw a bit of rhythm out of the game.
Yeah, well, he's one of their mainstays at 5'8" there. He calls the plays a fair bit. He's their goal kicker. He's their last play goes to him. He kicks the ball downfield. He went off at half-time and didn't return for the second half. So obviously that did throw him out a little bit there. They had to move a few players around, which obviously affected the rhythm a little bit. So.
Yeah, look, and it seems like there's a bit of an upset as well with Festfern beating the Swifts 40-18. What do you think of that result, Jason?
It's hard to get the terms on that one because I think Swifts have been travelling well, but someone mentioned earlier that they used up all the interchange 60 minutes in, so that would have affected the last 20. And Fastfern ran away with it at home. Far side.
Yeah, Fastfern were up at 16-12 at half-time. Bomber, what was your take on that performance?
Yeah, well, I was out at that game there. It was 16-12. The first half was very tight between the both of them there. And then, like Jason just said, unfortunately, through a couple of injuries there, their interchanges were all gone. So the 13 on the field had to play the last 20 minutes with no breathers. And unfortunately, like Jason said, Fastfern are a fast team. They've got a few Fijians and Papua New Guineans. And Blanda Bavu, who played for the PNG Hunters last year there, he raced in 5 tries on the weekend and just blew the game apart. So,
well, and Jason, your boys, 26-18 over West End. What do you make of that performance?
It was one of those games that was stop-started. The referee, there was a couple of incidents on the field that we had to stop and then start again. We got out with a good lead. It was 20-0 at half-time, and right on half-time we flew a flick pass and they run away and it's 20-4. West End keep trying. Jay's got them going down well. I think they might have had a few out as well, but they just keep never giving up. And maybe another 15 minutes they may have got that game. But we're lucky enough to win that game, 26-18.
Now, this is a game, bit of a cold, windy old night down there. So goal kicking, I should say, wasn't the best.
No, it wasn't down there. It was a cold night. I was rugged up on the sideline there. Brothers' first half was pretty good. They went wide on a few occasions, as you can see by the highlights there, and scored a couple of tries out wide there. Was that part of your plan to go wide at West End? They have had a known for their wingers to come in a little bit.
Yeah, always our left side is probably one of our dominant sides, but we really got some good outside backs. And with our halves in place, all our structures, we like to use the ball. So we always tend to go wide. We don't play too much up the middle. So, yeah, that's just a strategy that we've been sticking through over the last couple of years anyway. It seems to be working.
West End are a young side and very aggressive. As a coach, Jason, how do you combat that?
Well, you've got to match it, and like I say to the boys all the time, momentum swings. We've got to be able to deal with the momentum, and when West End got the momentum, they scored 2 or 3 tries, and we just got to deal with that. If we can't, well then we're going to get beaten in games.
Obviously, another big talking point out of the game was your halfback, Chris Ash, going down there. I was watching him there. There was no players around. He looked like he was shot with the sniper. What's the latest on his injury?
Yeah, he's been going well for us, Chris, and his attitude's been really good coming back from Cup. He's one of the guys that competes. He sent me a text yesterday, said 6 to 8 weeks, so he's going to be on the sideline, so we're just looking for a half at this stage for the next couple of weeks.
I was going to say, look at the speed in that try.
Yeah, well, he's real quick, that's what I mean. Like, one error, and that was 30 seconds to go. They score. We go on the break 20 to 4, they got a bit of momentum. So it's those things, little things that we just need to fix up. If we can fix those up, we're going to be competitive.
Is that something that you look for in a coach? I guess we always talk about speed in rugby league, and you can't really beat it. Is that when you're looking for a player? Is that what you're
100%. That's why the Walkers recruit well. They recruit for speed. And some of the players you wouldn't think would play at the higher level, but they suit the game because they're just natural. And if you're a defender, they make you on edge when you're trying to defend someone with quick and good footwork.
Now, Jason, let's try and get some breaking news. I mean, the deadline was midnight last night for the Cameroonian players. Have you got any stashed away on your side?
I'm looking. We've got none at this stage, but I'm looking.
All right, well, let's have a look at the competition ladder after round 10, or after all those results as well. And like I said, Swift's still holding on to the top of the ladder. And what are your thoughts, Mama?
Well, obviously, as you can see, it's a very tight competition. Look, it's a top 4 up here, and as you can see, the top 3 teams are all on 24, and the North Tigers on 23, and then you go to Goodna on 22, and obviously the 2 teams there. So obviously, it is a very tight competition. So wins are vital.
All right, now you got the week off this week, Jason. So I guess, do you give the boys a bit of a break?
Yeah, we'll probably go up to watch reserve grade playing all the way at Rosewood, so they're probably planning a trip up there, and I'll try to get down and watch the 2 boys that are in the representative football this weekend as well.
Awesome. Well, let's go to our this week's player profile.
My name's James Mabey. I'm 19 years old, and I play for the West End Bulldogs. I started playing football back in New Zealand when I started when I was 9 years old. Yeah, so it's been quite a while. Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of things we need to work on. Obviously, just coming here 3.5 weeks, so yeah, there's a lot of potential. You know, it's good. All the boys, they're pretty cool. Like, everyone bonds together pretty good. We're all pretty young, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Last weekend's game was pretty tough, so we lost 18-26. I think Brothers just had better composure than us in the first half, but we came back strong pretty hard in the second, and we came back up to 18, but we couldn't make it in time. But yeah, so hopefully we can bring on the next game against North. So, well, just never give up really. Always train hard. If you fail, like, that's how you succeed, you know, and just yeah, push out through. Yeah. Greatest achievement probably for rugby is playing for Auckland under-18s in the Reuben Wiki Shield. We won the title, so it's pretty good. So yeah. My favourite player would be Sean Johnson. Yeah, just because his footwork's just crazy and his speed's awesome, and he's matured into a good half, and like he leads the boys pretty good. So yeah. Well, all the boys are pretty talented on the field, so they're all talented. I'd probably Sammy boy. It was just, yeah, he's pretty quick, so I'd watch out for him. My name's James Mabey. I'm 19 years old, and I play for the.
Thank you to James Mabey there from West End. Now, Jason, I just wanted to, I guess, have a chat with you about what's it like. I guess, or what's the challenges of being an A-grade coach in these lower levels? I guess you come from a background yourself of playing Intrust Super Cup. What challenges do you face on a week-to-week, not just up against the oppositions, but I guess with the boys around you?
Yeah, good question. Attendance. So definitely attendance. The players tend to have a lot of work commitments, so you've got to juggle them. On a weekly basis, they may tend to give you a phone call late at night and saying, hey, I can't make training, I've got to back on the tools. So you've got to accept it rather than flicking them. If you did that in Queensland Cup, you could flick them and then they just walk away from the game in local league. But in Queensland Cup, they tend to make those sessions. So that's what I find difficult. And also just getting the players up each week. You know, a lot of players have got to be mentally prepared. In Queensland Cup, you are. And in local league, you tend to may have a slip here or there each week. So they're the things I work on anyway.
You've second on the ladder at the moment. Did you give yourself a pass mark so far?
Yeah, good question. Another good question. I think we're thereabouts, but we're not world beaters, if that makes sense. We're thereabouts. I think, like you said, Cobras had a chance to beat us down at their venue, so did West End. So anyone can beat anyone on any given day, and we just got to work and be mentally prepared each game and give ourselves the best chance to winning.
Look, you're tied first. We say you're second on the ladder, I guess, on for and against, but there's three of you on top. I guess, how do you get the boys up to just get them to that top of the ladder?
Good question. I think if you cut out the errors and the penalties, and I think you give yourself every chance of winning, and that's what we're trying to focus on every week. A penalty here or an error there will cost you a game, and that's what's happened. We did that against Swifts. We're up with 22-20 with 2 minutes to go, and from the kickoff, we let the ball roll back the in goal and get tackled in goal. Drop out, they score, lose the game. So little things like that can change a game, and that's what we've got to be prepared for.
Like I said earlier, Chris Ash, obviously injured and out for a possible 6 weeks now, like you said earlier there. Who's the likely replacement to come up there? Because obviously it's a big position, the halfback position.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we've got Willie Alatoa. He's back at the club. He comes from Goodna. We've got some good halves in reserve grade. So we've got options there. Have we got a guaranteed standard half? No, but guys that can do the job, and I'm comfortable giving them a shot.
Yeah, look, no games this weekend in local football. This is due to the Chairman's Challenge taking place in Brisbane. Let's have a look at how the Diggers will go this weekend. What are your thoughts, Bob? Where do you reckon they'll go?
Well, obviously, we play Saturday, Sunday this week, as you can see on the screen there. Probably our Saturday game's probably the big game, Gold Coast, because Gold Coast are always the big professional, hard side, running side. So if we can get a win over them, that'll be a freaking big start for us moving forward. And obviously with 2 days in a row, I think that suits a lot of teams rather than playing the Friday and then having a full day off and then trying to get yourselves back up for the Sunday.
I was going to say, you'd think recovery would play a bit of a part here, Jason. Like going back to back, I guess, as a former player and a coach, what do you think you would prefer?
I like the break. I played in that a couple of years ago, and the break's always good because then you get to watch the opposition, and then knowing as a player, getting up the next day, your body is sore. So with that day break, you got your guys at the physios and the pool sessions to make you recovered for that day break. So yeah, I like to have that break in between games.
Look, Bomber, there doesn't seem like there's a clear team that's going to wipe this challenge out. Like it seems a very tight knit since I guess the falling of Fogs. It seems like they've gone back and it's really strengthened both Gold Coast, Brisbane, and the Ipswich competitions.
Yeah, well, obviously with the BRL, like you said, the Jets not having a BRL side, those players have now filtered back into the Ipswich team. So the Ipswich team is obviously, we had a few BRL players last year in the side, but obviously they're now down at the grassroots level there, so a bit more combination. But like you said, we've had a couple of losses over the years where there's been a blowout, but I expect a very close competition this year.
Well, look, I'm a Brisbane boy, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be sitting with the Brisbane side this weekend. Well, that's all from us. That's all the time we have for the local edition of After the 80. If you'd like to, we'd like to thank Jason for coming to the show. Thank you very much.
No worries, boys. Thanks for being here.
And Bomber, again, as per usual, thank you very much for your attendance again.
No worries. Always good to be here, and always good to talk about and get our local league a bit of coverage.
Look, and thank you very much for joining After the 80 local edition. And if you want more updates, please just go to our Facebook page, Phoenix Media Hub. I'm Terry Pascoe. Thank you for watching. See you next week.